Let's talk about Google Scholar. What is it and how valuable is it? Google Scholar is actually very valuable in terms of academic research because it's searching strictly the academic world. It's searching the major publishers, a lot of educational institutions, and things that would be important and would be helpful to you. We don't necessarily have access to everything, and it's not all available in full text, but it's a great place to go to start your search to get some things that might be helpful to you. So we'll put in our search. Again, we're doing first responders. The phrase, we're looking for suicide rates among them rather than their response to suicides. We do our search. We get back and we see we have over 11,000 hits. Still a lot, but way less than if I did this in Big Google. I can filter it more by putting in specific time range. I can get rid of patterns, which isn't going to do too much for my search, but it might for other types of search. And then I can start looking through the hits that I have and decide which ones are important to me, which ones might have the kinds of things that I'm interested in. So what happens if I look at this one, which is looking at the predictors of police suicide ideation? That came out in 2004, and I can see it's from a publisher called Wiley. You'll learn to recognize things like Wiley, Springer, Elsevier, Taylor & Francis, Sage, etc. as all reputable publishers and definitely things that would be useful to you. So I could go to and look at that, and then I can also look at, you'll notice under here it says cited by. So the cited in, those are the references in the source that you're looking at. Cited by is useful to you because those are all journals or articles or books that have to be newer, because in order to cite something from 2004, they have to have been published after that. So I could subsequently go in, click on the cited by, and then it would take me to that list. Then I could filter it some more if I was interested in by clicking on Search Within Citing Articles, and I could put in additional terms. If I don't click on that box, however, it will start conducting a whole new search. But then I can go back and I can start looking through things. Well, what happens if I go to the site and it indicates we don't have access and it wants me to pay for it? Well, one of the ways that you can find out if the library can get it for you is you'll notice this Get It at NPS Knox Library. If that's not showing up on your screen, then if you come up here, click on Settings, and then click on Library Links. Make sure that you have this information appearing there. The Dudley Knox Library, Get It at NPS, and the Open WorldCat Library Search. If they're not there, type those in and then save them. And that way that information will start to appear in your search. And that's going to be very helpful to you as you look over here, because this will allow you to find out, does a library have it through an alternative source if we didn't actually have access to it. You'll also notice in some cases there might be additional links. So in this particular case, we subscribe to a lot of things from Taylor & Francis, but we don't get everything. If I click on this and I go to the site, it knows that I'm part of NPS because of the information that appears up at the top. It says access provided by. But all that means is that NPS has a relationship with Taylor & Francis, but it doesn't mean we have access to everything. If I come down here, if I see this orange box that says Get Access, then it's going to give me the option to pay for it, but I don't want to pay for it. If it were a green box and it said PDF, that would be your clue that we do have access to it. So what's my next option if the library doesn't have it? Well, I can come over here where it says Get It at NPS, and that will take me over to the library site and help me find out whether or not the library does have it. And in this case, we do. So I would be able to click on this link, follow a couple more steps, and I would be able to get to that article myself. And that's usually very, very helpful. So I hope you'll try this out, and you'll see that there's a lot of great information in there. Happy searching!